Well, let's speak now to Willem Els, the Senior Training Coordinator at the Institute for Security Studies. Willem, good afternoon to you. To find people from Mexico, I mean literally halfway around the world, to actually be creating drugs in South Africa, it comes as a surprise to me. Does this suggest there are big changes in how drugs and the drugs business is coming into South Africa?
Good afternoon to you, Stephen. Yes, it's not the first time that some Mexican nationals were arrested. We see that here in Rietfontein, just south of Pretoria, some of them were arrested, but also in near Groblersdal, there were also arrests of some Mexican nationals. Now, if you look at the backdrop of Mexico, one of the major drug transiting, but also drug producing countries in the world, we see that it seems that the syndicates here in South Africa, they harvested from their expertise and they bring these people out with their knowledge of chemistry, and they are focusing on manufacturing your synthetic drugs that is also gaining ground here in South Africa.
Talk about synthetic drugs. Are you talking about drugs based on opioids, fentanyl, for example, which has claimed so many lives in the Americas?
Yeah, of course, and your methamphetamines and also your crystal meth, and also, you know, South Africa, if you look at the 2020 report of the UN, South Africa is one of the major consumers of these type of drugs in the world.
So, I mean, it seems in a way the economics would almost be against drug organizations. I mean, I can't believe we're kind of discussing the economics of illegal business, but in a way that matters. Because you would think that the main market for them is the United States and maybe Canada, because it's so much richer than ours. Why is South Africa so attractive? And I presume part of it is, dare I suggest, it's a weak police service.
Yeah, various reasons. You know, South Africa is part of the so-called southern route, where some of your synthetic drugs, but also your heroin, is being channeled along the east coast of Africa to South Africa, where there's consumption here, but also where it is repacked and where it is then smuggled to Europe and to the US. But also we see that the cocaine is coming from mainly Brazil to South Africa, and from here it is going up in north, but also towards Australia and the Far East. So South Africa became quite a hub in order for transit, but also, you know, we've got various reasons. We've got our economy that is very good, where our banking systems are good, the money, but also our porous borders and corruption that facilitate all of these things.
The kind of drugs that we see being made in a lab in Mpumalanga, how easy are these drugs to make? Can you get all of the things that you need for it, all of the raw ingredients actually in South Africa itself?
No, we refer to that as your precursors, and some of these precursors are actually dual purpose. So it is very difficult to control these substances being imported. They are being imported, especially from the Far East and China, in bulk. And if you could see on the footage, also there are some cans with some different colors of liquids. Those are some of your precursors that are being used. So that makes it very challenging to police, because some of these precursors are not necessarily illegal to be here.
I mean, people talk about a war on drugs, and most famously the American war on drugs, which really hasn't worked. What is effective? What strategies are effective in trying to stop this? We have clearly more people coming into South Africa. In this case, as I understand it, a member of the community just said there's something strange going on here and told the police. What would make our police more effective in breaking up these gangs?
Well, I think we have to come with a more holistic strategy involving all the different departments, all in the private sector, and all the people that can assist. That the police has already started as part of the strategy. We also need international cooperation. We see with the bust especially on OR Tambo, with the cocaine, we see much improved cooperation between the Brazilian police and South African police. And then we have to have a holistic operational plan here in South Africa, multi-task force, and we have to allocate resources, but also manpower in order to combat it.
So we need all of that. I mean, do we need a rethink in terms of the policies that we have? And so often, Willem, I don't need to remind you, so often these come to how porous and how weak our border controls are.
Exactly, and that's what I mean about the holistic strategy. It should include your porous borders, it should include corruption, countering corruption, and also it should include your different departments, Home Affairs, Border Management, and not just the police, and that makes it effective.
Are there examples of countries that have been able to, in a way, kind of really reduce the ability of drug syndicates to actually sell their product, to manufacture and sell their product?
Yeah, sure. You see some of them have better successes than others. We see in the Far East you have very stringent penalties for that, and that seems to work for them. But South Africa, like I said, will have to come with a complete new strategy in order to curb that.